Good morning. It's Wednesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, man. This is a free preview. Once again, we do about once or twice a week here for our X audience. It is unbelievable. Our predictions are freaking uncanny. Targets to the penny almost every day. I just tell you one thing. If I mention a value microcap, either ignore me or buy it for the ultra long term. All right. The things I'm good at is major indices, popular stocks, big caps. Oh man, I've been on fire each and every single day. It's just mind blowing. Okay, the value microcaps, forget about it. Really, I'm ready to throw in the towel on value microcaps and just focus on all this other stuff, which is much more liquid, has options, can make me a ton more money. They move faster, they're more predictable. Value microcaps, throw them in the trash, man. I'm tired of that bullshit. All right. Let's take a look at the macro here. Yesterday, look at this chart. Look at the beautiful, beautiful prediction I gave you yesterday. So we were wrong going into CPI. We did warn people, a good idea to reduce a little bit into the CPI, although I was leaning to have an inline or light CPI like everyone else in the world was. It was a hot CPI. So what do we tell you? We had a show yesterday morning. We said you have to turn on the dime. You can't be emotionally attached to your trade. Today, you have to short. And the top ideas we gave you were to short IWM and RK and KRE. IWM, I gave you guys a target of 194.59. 194.59. No, I'm sorry. It was it was 194.50. I believe it was. It was wherever the 50 DMA was. I'm like, we can get to the 50 DMA today. All right. Not only it hit that target, it exceeded, it went to 193. That was huge money, huge. If you did that with put options on IWM, and you could have done great on that trade to claw back, make back some of the long positions you had going into the day. We gave you also yesterday, we gave you two ideas yesterday. Short IWM, RK and carry. By the way, RK and carry also dumped the whole day long. All right. The other, we gave you one long idea. Of course, we didn't have huge conviction in it because we're like, today's the day to short. But the one long idea we gave you was JetBlue, JBLU. We gave you a target of the mid sevens. What did it hit yesterday? 740. The thing was up like 8-9% yesterday on a blood red day. Look, we look at all the catalysts every single morning. I write up a note for institutional clients at 6:37 in the morning. And those were the two ideas we gave them early in the morning. We said if CPI is hot, then you got to short and go long JetBlue. We look at tons of catalysts. Like I go through dozens and dozens of earnings reports, different catalysts. And out of all of that, I picked one to go long. That was a Carl Icahn news, a combination of what impact does this news have on sentiment? What impact, look at the chart, triangulate that with the chart, put it all together. And that's how we were confident that JetBlue was a good play long yesterday. I played a little bit, left a lot on the table. Should have just held it the whole day. I don't even have enough conviction in my own ideas. Same thing with the short. I was in and out. Should have just held it the whole day for the IWM target. If you guys have conviction in my ideas, you're going to make a freaking killing and just ignore the value microcaps, as I said off the top of the show. What else? What other idea did we give you yesterday? If you're in the VIP chat room, right, you can get a free trial and then just $50 a month. If you're in the VIP chat room yesterday afternoon, we gave you a big buy signal on Mara. Now, I got lucky this morning. I'll tell you what the thesis was yesterday and what happened this morning. So Mara, we said, look, if Bitcoin stays above 49,000, because 49,000 was our breakout level, okay? It took a hit on CPI yesterday morning, went back, below, it was like a 49.9. Then anyway, it stayed below 49 and 50. And that was okay. We're comfortable there between 49 and 50. I had no idea Bitcoin would break out of 50 today. I'm bullish on it. I have like a 55. We'll go through the targets. I have a big target, actually all-time high target at this point now. But I didn't know we'd break out today. Why did I give you Mara yesterday afternoon? It was because Mara was really underperforming yesterday. There was a lot of strength yesterday. Our top three cryptos here, our top three are Mara, CLSK, and Iron. Okay, we give you, oh man, Iron's the best. So CLSK and Iron, you can see they were basically flat yesterday. Okay, even Riot was down only 3%. CLSK flat, Iron flat. Mara was down 6%. It was actually down more. It was down over 7% when we saw that. We're like, Mara's oversold, relatively speaking. And I actually went almost all in on my account, just common shares, though, with some cash I'll throw. But it was by the end of the afternoon, Mara was my only position because just the market sucked. And I'm like, look at this huge opportunity with Bitcoin still above 49K and Mara relative underperformance. I thought it would be a catch-up play. Well, that's not what happened. In fact, it's still not doing a catch-up play because Iron's up 18%, CLSK is up 14%, Mara's only up 13% after underperforming yesterday. So what happened? We got lucky. I didn't know Bitcoin would break 50,000 today, although I was expecting it would come at some point. So now at this point, anyway. So those were calls yesterday. It was short IWM. And by the way, we told you to close it in the VIP chat room. We said low hanging fruit out of the way, cover your IWM short. Oh my gosh, just uncanny predictions yesterday. I can't believe it. We told you close the IWM short, go long Mara. And I told people I'm holding Mara overnight. So just one prediction after another. It's perfect, except the value micro caps. Oh my gosh. Like, here, I just got to do this because I used to be a microcap investor, and now I'm just like, I've had it with them. Like GNSS, Radcom, SRTS, Yatra. I mean, come on. They're just not working. Don't listen to me on that. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had its breakout here. This is what I want to do because the daily RSI is a little bit overblown. It's overbought, right? It's overset, but we're above this key psychological level of 50,000, big breakout. So I'd like to then go to look for other targets. I go to the weekly. Now the weekly here, there's a lot of noise. There was a target I gave you right in here. It's the top of this candle. I believe I gave you this target recently. Let me just see. So that's 52,985. At least we gave it to our institutional clients yesterday. So 52,985 would be the next target after that. But I got to say, with this major breakout and the halving coming, right, you got a fundamental event coming, I think in May, it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin. Man, I only have 5 minutes left. So I switched to the monthly chart. If I switch to the monthly chart, I really don't see much resistance other than that level I just gave you, that right there, 52,985. After that, look at the RSI Look at the RSI. It's just floating up, man. It's still pointing in the upward trajectory, just starting to get to 70. These are monthly candles. So my prediction is sometime in the next 1 to 3 months, maybe the 1 to 2 months, 1 or 2 more candles here. All right, we're going to get to all-time highs up there in the mid 60s, maybe break the mid 60s. We'll see with that having being the catalyst. So Bitcoin, I don't know how to advise you how to position for that. Like, I'm going to take some Mara off the table today. Obviously, I'm going to figure out how to position for much further upside in Bitcoin miners over the next couple months. So that'll be the main focus today. But I do have, like I have every day, special picks for you based on morning catalysts, man. So wow, there's a lot of stuff going on. I only have a few more minutes. We had earnings in Hood, Lyft, Sting, which are all good. All right, let me tell you what my top pick out of all. The Uber had a $70 billion buyback reported this morning. I own that for my long term, not in big enough size. But what I'm going to tell you is, what did I tell our institutional clients this morning? I should check. Let me just see, because there's a lot going on this morning. Let me see what the top ideas we recommended for them this morning were. All right. Okay. All right. It was okay. It's going to be Hood. All right. Other than what I just told you about Bitcoin, I think there's an opportunity here with Hood. All right. And as usual, it's a multi-pillar analysis, multi-pillar idea. When I say pillars, I'm talking about fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, technicals. We look at it all to come up with our conviction level of confidence, what's going to do the best today. Okay. So we also mentioned Lyft with, we give them some support and resistance levels I think could do good. JetBlue can have a continuation. That chart's amazing on JetBlue. Could definitely have a nice continued moves for a swing. But with only 2 minutes left here, I'm just going to focus in on Hood. Okay. So Hood had ERB, surprise profitability. Let's just refer to my notes here. It was 3 cents EPS versus minus 1 cent EPS. This modest revenue beat driven by the benefit of high interest earned on deposits. But a couple things of note, really interesting. Crypto revenue rose to 10% of overall revenue. And this happened, obviously, in the period ending December 31st, which was before, this big surge that we're seeing in crypto right now. The other thing, very interesting, particularly of note, the company noted that the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs have been additive to their crypto business, right? You have all these ETFs and people, is that going to cannibalize, the revenue buying spot Bitcoin? They said, no, it's not cannibalizing it. It's additive. That's an incredible, that That's very bullish, not only for crypto itself, okay, because it says that there's new people coming in. New people are buying Bitcoin, right? They're not necessarily changing from spot to ETF. New people are buying Bitcoin. So it's very bullish for crypto. It's also very bullish for Coinbase, which reports later this week, I think Thursday after the close, okay? And what it's also very bullish for is Hood itself. Why? Because Bitcoin now is exploding to all these all-time new highs. What did I do this morning? I put crypto, wasn't in here. I put Hood in my crypto list. Wasn't here previously. Now I introduced Hood to the crypto list. Now you're going to see a sentiment tailwind, 10% of revenue and growing in a business that's now additive because of the ETFs, okay? So now you get sentiment tailwinds on Hood when they had a flip to profitability. And what else did they say? They forecasted strong revenue growth in 2024. And did they say continued profitability? I think they said that somewhere. They flipped to profitability. I think they said, yeah, they're going to continue to be profitable and strong revenue growth in 2024. So that's the fundamentals. That's the sentiment. The catalyst is the event happening this morning. Now let's look at the technicals. You can see 1351 is resistance. It's right there now at 1348, 1349. The levels I documented this morning, I'm going to give you 4 levels, and then we got to get out of here. 1351 support, okay. 1395, your first target. Almost hit it this morning. If we break 1395, by the way, there's 4 days to cover. The next levels after that, 1533 and 1655. You know, I don't have time to go through how I find those levels. I toggle between daily, weekly, monthly, look at the moving averages. I look at candles, support and resistances, look at gaps. It's a lot of things I look. So just jot those down. 1351, 1395, 1533, 1650, multiple pillars, multiple tailwinds for Hood today. We'll see if I'm right. I'm not always right, so don't bank everything you have on one idea, although I'm very often right. The ETFs are producing Bitcoin at 12 times the amount of Bitcoin miners I'm producing. That's great for Bitcoin. All right. With that, guys, perfect prediction after perfect prediction. When we're wrong, right, when we're on our CPI prediction, and we weren't fully wrong because we said takes them off the table. We had a perfect prediction, by the way, on Monday. We're like, people will be anticipating a low CPI, and we're like, bullish IWM. Oh my God, this week we called it to a T. We're like, Monday, we're like, go in long, IWM, RK. We did that with calls on Monday. It worked out beautifully. We said, then close it out at the end of the day, at least some of it, at least half of it. And then we said short, right, yesterday. We gave you the perfect time to close. I mean, these calls, freaking uncanny. Oh my God. All right, guys. If you want to join our community, head on over to storytrading.com app, storytrading.com/app. Thank you, Mark, for that note. Storytrading.com/app. And you can get a free trial and join us. And you can see the show every single morning at 9:30 a.m. And with that, I'm out of here. Take care.